Out of the O'Connell Lodge, ridden through the town of Ellensburg, and on the streets, it's just easier. And now we're back here to the on the trail, heading toward the Columbia, I guess. So we shall see. It's supposed to be pretty warm today. Anyway, a couple members of the group had to drop, bike issues and whatnot. So those things happen, especially with older bikes. Anyway, we're down to 3. So, now 5 miles in for the day. And yeah, Eastern Washington farmland. Looks like this goes pretty straight. Should be around 8 o'clock, maybe a little before. Well, we stopped for a few minutes, take a little break. 7.5 miles in. Actually, almost 9. Take that back. Still decently cool this morning. Well, there's the trail. Here's the road. We're taking the road. It's easier pedaling. But we'll be back on gravel within a half a mile, I think. I just got to get over this little saddle up ahead, I think, and then start migrating toward the Columbia. I know the trail splits off from the roads at some point and heads a bit to the south. We'll see. So the serendipity of these activities hits again nicely. We just came up to an intersection where we were going to cross over that direction, cross I-5 and get back on the trail. Turns out that would have been a lot of work, kind of sandy stuff, so the skinny tires on their bikes would have been awful, and I would have been probably just about as miserable. So he said, come up this road. It's an uphill, but not too bad, and then like 10 miles down to Vantage. And of course, if we'd followed literally the trail coming down towards the Columbia by Beverly, that bridge apparently is closed. So there's really no way to get across there anyway. I think I remember seeing something like that on a YouTube video, but I hadn't gone back to take a closer look. The last night and this morning would have been the time to do that, but hey, we're doing the best we can with what we have. Anyway, still a pretty nice day. We've come up a grade from that direction. And we're continuing up this way, slightly uphill for another mile or two before like a 10 or 11 mile downhill to Vantage, so that'll be nice. And this is some sort of private development out here. And just local just told me that they get all of 7 inches of rain per year, so it's pretty dry. Pretty dry. And right now I'm guessing it's probably mid-80s, so hopefully we can get off this hill before it gets too much warmer. Anyway, this it's definitely easier doing the asphalt road. The trail might actually be under those power lines down there. It's a little hard to tell for sure, but the guy said that somewhere in here there was a lot of sandy type trail, which would have been horrible. I mean, the gravel's hard enough. He has helped us again. One of our riders probably got in heat exhaustion, and we're a couple miles from the top of this climb, and then it's all downhill. So first car that came by stops. Just gonna give her a ride up there. We'll pedal our way up, and yep, good things happen sometimes, I'll tell you. Not every time, but wow, that's impressive. Coming down the Vantage Highway into Vantage, a couple miles away from that and the Columbia River, which is right there. And that will probably be it for the bike pack. So it's nice to have a nice long downhill to wrap it up. So temperature's not too bad. Apparently it gets way windy in here on a regular basis. I guess that would be a headwind for us, which would be, oh man, it's tough riding against any wind. I've noticed just riding the mountain bike tires against, versus my road bike, wow, a lot of more friction. I'm pedaling basically to stay in the 20s going downhill. So, I mean, it's not super steep, but it is down. Okay, well, that's the Columbia River, and we're gonna get picked up here and taken up to a relative's house, not my relative, but a writer's relative, where we will then get picked up for a ride back to the place near Belfair, Washington. Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for our ride, we've come across the street onto the Columbia side to this little park, boat launch ramp, grassy area. Water is so nice, much warmer than the Yakima yesterday. There's I-90 going across the Columbia. And the Horses Monument, where I've stayed a couple of times, is right up there. It's not going to show on the video, but it's up there.